ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 46, 45 actually, we're reading the commentary of 45. So, this verse, Sri Narada, he said that as long as we have our body, mind, senses, intelligence functioning properly, we should sharpen the sword of knowledge by worship of Guru and then attack the enemy, which is in the form of raga, dvesha, krodha, moha, lobha, shoka, etc. And then once you have conquered the enemy, then you can give up the chariot, which means the body. So this is what we were reading, and he said that in case of chariot it is easy to give up, but it is not easy to give up the body. So what he said that Jnani pradhanikad upadher mukti sadhan jnanantar bhutaya kevalaya bhakti kalaya sahita eva paramatmani sahyujyam labhate natu tato vyujyate. That a jnani, he attains sayujya mukti, or merging into Brahman along with the power of bhakti which he has received, and he becomes free from the knowledge as well as ignorance which are part of Prakriti.
State A thought, becoming a thought in a consciousness of Brahman, what is just like a drop?
You don't become, you are what you are. You remain as your spiritual being. You don't become anything. You are Atma, so you remain Atma.
So you don't dissolve really like a drop of water in the ocean?
The drop does not dissolve, drop enters into the ocean and remains a drop.
Not remains a drop, there is no notion of drop in the ocean. It just becomes part of the
There is no notion, but it's still there in the ocean.
as an entity or just...
Yeah, because you have your individuality, so you cannot be destroyed. Jayate mriyate va kadachan. Atma is neither created nor destroyed. So it stays. It's like if you throw a piece of stone inside the ocean, it will stay there.
So it's like a piece of stone, not like a drop.
And then drop also stays dropped. You think that it has become lost. It's not lost. It's because you cannot identify it. If you are able to put a tag on a piece of drop and then drop it in the ocean, and you see the tag wherever the drop is going, you can notice it. But because ocean and drop, they are exactly similar, so you don't notice.
The drop intermixes with the
Yeah, just like this piece of stone also intermixes, but you can notice that it is there. Like the drop also. Just that you cannot distinguish, but it stays as it is. Nothing happens to it. The drop has also hydrogen, oxygen molecules. Water, then molecules of water are there wherever they are going. The other molecules, they are staying with them. It's a question of whether you can distinguish it or not distinguish it. But it's not lost. So when we say it merges, all it means is that we cannot distinguish it. It doesn't mean it's get lost. So like that, the self remains within Brahman as an individual being. But because it does not have senses, material or spiritual, it cannot function in an active way as one would function in the material world or in the spiritual world. So mukti means not, they don't want to function, they just want to get freedom from the material bondage. That's why it is called mukti, liberation, freedom from this bondage. You are saying what freedom means. That's what freedom means. That's why I said freedom means freedom from bondage of karma, birth and death. So you don't have that anymore. But there is nothing positive. So bhakti is a positive liberation and mukti is neutral liberation. In bhakti you are active. Bhakti is active liberation and sahaja mukti is passive liberation. So some people like to be just passive. They are happy if they don't have to do anything. And there are other people, they cannot sit quietly, they have to do something. They always find something. Yeah, in India there are many people, many of these sadhus, they are happy if they don't have to do anything. Right? So that's their happiness.
So we find that there are two concepts, two types of realization, merging in Supreme and also merging in the effluence of Lord. So Supreme in the body, personality of God is in his body, one who merges. Do you think that who is the superior, what one is the best, that merging the Supreme or merging in the effulgence of the Lord? In case,
Both think that they are best. Because whatever you desire and you get them, that is the best. But as from our point of view, both are worst. And merging in the body of God, that is the worst of the worst.
but idea behind the merging in the body of the God, he wants to enjoy like God. And it's like offense. So So in that case, the person, the jnani, one who is a striver of this goal, that one who merges in the Supreme Lord, where he ends up, whether there is any chance that he will come out of it, or that he will remain there only.
You remain there only.
Time immemorial.
Because that's why it is called Mukti. So there is Brahma Sayujya and Bhagavad Sayujya. There are two varieties of Sayujya. So Bhagavad Sayujya means merging into the body of Krishna or Vishnu. And Brahma Sayujya means merging into the Brahman. And merging means entering. Merging does not mean that you are lost.
In Chaitanya Charitamrita it explained, Brahme Ishvare Sayujya Dvita Prakar, Brahma Sayujya Hoite Ishvar Sayujya Dhikka. So on that basis also it had not explained in detail that one who merges in the Brahman, Supreme Lord, that person is one way he is offending the Lord. So how come he remains in that body? He there, time immemorial, he will be there forever. So how it possible? He's offending, he wants to become like Lord. So
offending because he has done sadhana and God has given him that position. If he was offending in the sense as we think, then he will not attain it. How can you attain if you offend?
yeah.
So it is from our point of view that it is offense. That he is actually trying to enjoy within the body of God. Whatever God is enjoying, and he wants to identify with that. Merging means identifying. And so merge means now just like if there is a Brahma Sayujya, then that particular Atma thinks that I am Brahman. So like that, this Atma which enters into the body of God thinks I am God. And then whatever God is enjoying, he wants to identify with that. So that's why from bhakti point of view it is an offense, but it is a type of mukti. It's like Brahma Sayujya is also offensive, that he just wants to enjoy in Brahman. But Bhagavan is more that even he identifies, he acknowledges that God is a person. And even then he just wants to be only the enjoyer.
Means even in remaining the body of the Lord, he cannot enjoy, how Lord enjoys Bhoktaram, Yajnatatasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, he cannot be like that.
Obviously he cannot be, but he gets some pleasure being there. The body of God, that itself is a pleasure. So therefore this Bhagavad Sayujya from devotional point of view, it is considered as worse than Brahma Sayujya.
But it's Bhagavan who gives all these different types, so from his point of view it's not an offense.
That's why I am saying it is from our point of view. Bhagavan is offended that he will not get it.
Yeah.
He gives, you want it and you do sadhana as stated in the, because this is also described in Shastra.
Why it has been considered as suicidal? Why? Means he will not come out, forever he will remain there, because of that it is suicide.
It's like suicide means you give up your body, right?
Yeah.
That's what he calls suicide.
Yeah, means you will
So he gives up his material body, and in the material suicide you get another body.
Yeah.
But here you don't get. So it's a spiritual suicide.
Yeah, spiritual suicide. There he will not get. There is no chance, there is no scope. He will not come back again.
Why should he come back?
That means if he desires so,
No, why would he desire? He goes there only because he wants. Where is the question of desiring? He left this. He left the material world because he was fed up with this. And he goes into Brahman. And he has no idea that it's something beyond Brahman. So why would he desire to come back?
no, I am asking about merging in the spiritual body of the Lord.
Either way, merging Brahman or
Yeah.
Brahman is even lower type of Ananda than Bhagavad Ananda. So why would he come out? He left this place because he was unhappy here. He did not want it. So why would he come back again to the same place?
There he finds some sort of pleasure, whereas
course,
there is no reciprocation.
Not some sort. He gets Brahmananda or Bhagavad Ananda.
No, Bhagavatam, yeah.
And at that point he is not able to realize or to
He does not have realized this. How will he realize? There is no Bhagavatam class going on there.
Why not?
Because it's not.
Maybe from there he can listen what's going on here.
No, it's not like that. When you have Brahma Sayajya, you don't have senses. You are just pure self. And when you are in Bhagavan, then you are happy with that.
From a bhakti point of view, it's hellish.
Yes.
But from a material point of view,
It's wonderful.
it's wonderful.
Yeah. Just like you are living here in India, right? So many people, they want to go to West because more affluence, facilities. But from spiritual point of view, who wants to go?
From a bhakti point of view.
Yeah, spiritual point of view, bhakti point of view. From spiritual point of view, bhakti point of view, even Western people want to come here. So it's just like that. But from material point of view, one who goes there, he doesn't want to come back here. If he comes back to visit, he wants to go back. So what is this? No electricity, everything is so dirty, noisy, dusty. What am I going to do here? He feels bored.
By nature, we are enjoyed. We are Prakriti and Lord is Purushottam. So, in the sense that we like to enjoy, we like to enjoy Lord. Means as He was enjoying us, same we like to enjoy Him. If there is any chance scope there in spiritual life where, just like Mohini avatar is there, this Lord become Mohini and Lord Shiva after her. And same thing, if there is any Lord who takes the woman enjoyed, and the Prakriti, the living entity, can be enjoyed. It's possible there is any scope, there is any chance this way. Because the sadhana, you have given freedom, independent, we are the part and parcel of God, we have given freedom that Lord is not interfering in our freedom. So there also, there's door also.
Freedom is there, but freedom is not that you want to become God now. Freedom is not okay. One who is giving freedom, he is not going to give you freedom that you become him and you kick him out. So that doesn't happen. The thing is that living entity does not transform into something else. To become God, that means you have to change living entity and turn him into God.
No, I do not want to become God, but enjoy.
So how he is going to become enjoy? He does not have the capacity to enjoy.
Enjoy, okay.
He does not have that ability.
Right.
Just an atomic
Minute,
thing.
yeah.
You can blow him away. If you blow, there are millions are blown away.
Yeah.
So if you can keep 10,000 in just tip of a hair, what is he going to enjoy? So it says, Ateva dhanurhi tasyam tasya pranavam pathanti sharam tu jivam parameva lakshyam ityatrapi yatha rathadibhyo dhanusasya viyujyapi sharaha purusbalena vegaruptapannena sahaiva tatprabhavadeva lakshye pravishati tathaiva suddha jiva dehendriyadikam ashuddha jivam chagyam स्वरूपम अविद्याम त्यक्त्वा मुक्ति साधन ज्ञान कारण प्रणवरु स्वरूपम विद्याम च त्यक्त्वा अशुद्ध जीववर्तिन्या भक्ति कलया एव केवलया सहितस्तद्भावादेव परमात्मानं ज्ञात्वा तत्र सायुज्यं लभते. So he says that in this verse which we read earlier, where he was giving the allegory of the chariot, he says that the pranava, the om, is the bow, and Jiva himself is the arrow. right? So arrow is that which goes into the goal. So like that Jiva goes into the Paramatma. So arrow leaves up the body, the chariot, the horses, the driver, everything. Even the person who is releasing, and he goes. So he says in the same way, so he says, Yatha rathadibhyo dhanusasya viyujyapi, that even leading the chariot, even leading the bow, the arrow goes. So he says, Purusha balena vegarup tam apannena. So getting the strength of the Purusha, then he moves, and Saheva, with that strength of the Purusha, he goes and enters into the aim. So he says, in the same way, the pure Jiva, he gives up body, senses, the impure Jiva, and also the avidya in the form of jnana, ajnana swarupam avidyam tattva, and also the vidya which gives him mukti in the form of pranava. So pranava is the bow, so he gives up the pranava also, then he goes. So mukti sadhana jnana karana pranava swarupam vidyam chattva. So pranava is the vidya, and then body senses is like avidya. So just as the arrow gives up the chariot and also the bow, in the same way he gives up the body and also the knowledge through which he is getting mukti, or by which he was doing his practice. And only the strength of the Purusha, the strength of bhakti, goes along with it, because the arrow has to go with that strength through which the Purusha is living. So that is the strength of bhakti, only that carries him, and then he has sayujya. So he says, Asuddha jiva vartinya bhakti kalaya eva kevalaya. So that bhakti which was existing in him, he goes along with that bhakti. Everything else is dropped. So kevalaya sahitas tad bhavadeva paramatmanam gyatva. And it is only from bhakti that he understands who is Paramatma. Because only through bhakti, bhaktyaham ekya grahiya, I can only be known through bhakti. So then he enters into Paramatma. Tatra sayujyam labhate. So he is talking about Paramatma sayujya here. So going into the God. Yaduktam Bhagavata. And then he is referring to Bhagavad Gita. So these are two important verses which explain this sayujya mukti. Bhagavad Gita is a very complicated book. Talks many things in short. So it says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samaha sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yasyasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. So he says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. That first you become Brahma Bhuta. So this is, previous to this there is a verse, Ahankaram Balam Darpam Kamam Krodham Parigraham Vimuchya Nirmamo Shanta Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpata. Right? So first he gives up Ahankara, Balam, Ahankaram Balam. So all these things which were described earlier, parigraha, the sense of possessiveness, ego, anger, etc. And nirmama, vimuchya nirmama, shanta, becoming completely peaceful. So then he becomes qualified to realize Brahman. So Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. So now when he is Brahma Bhuta, he identifies with Brahman, then he is happy, Prasannatma. Because there is no Rajas and Tamas bothering him anymore. He has no more attachment. So Ahankara Balam Darpam Kamam Krodham. So all this kama, krodha, darpa, pride, desires, anger, lust, greed, this is all given up. So therefore, na shochati, na kankshati. He does not lament because there is nothing to lose for him. It's not that he is going to lose something. You lament when you lose something. So he has nothing to lose. And na kankshati, he has nothing to desire because he is already Brahma Bhuta. So there is nothing more than that. That is the highest he knows. And there is nothing to desire materially that he has already given up. So he is na kankshati, no desire. So he becomes desireless. And samah sarveshu bhutashu mad bhaktim labte param. And he sees everyone as equal. So then he realizes that bhakti which was existing in him. That's how he is going to explain. Mad bhakti labte param. And then through that bhakti, he understands Paramatma. And then he enters into him. So he is explaining this, that there is Brahman realization, then there is Paramatma realization. He does not go up to the Bhagavan level. Because to do that you have to perform bhakti. So he was doing Guni Bhuta Bhakti. He was doing bhakti only to attain mukti. So therefore he does not realize Bhagavan, he only realizes Paramatma and Brahman. So he comments on these two slokas. He says, Ityasya Padya Dvasya Ayamartha. He said, this is the meaning, following is the meaning of these two slokas. Bhakti Mishra Jnana Paripakena Upadhi Apgami. So he is performing the sadhana, practice of jnana, mixed with bhakti. Bhakti Mishra Jnana Paripakena. So by this practice of jnana, he becomes free from the upadhi, material identification. That I am this body, mind, intelligence. So he becomes completely free from that. And then he becomes Brahma Bhuta, Anavrita Chaitanyatvena Brahma Rupa. So he realizes himself as pure spiritual being. Gunmalinyapgamat prasannasya. Because he is not under the influence of gunas, therefore he is happy. Because in our own Sarupa, there is also happiness. Anta sukha anta arama tatha anta jyotirevacha. So that is called anta sukha. The happiness within, the bliss of the self. So therefore prasannascha asau atma cha. He is prasanna, happy, and also the self, the soul. Tatascha purva dashayam iva nashtam na shochati. So now he does not lament that he has lost something, because there is nothing to lose. And na cha praptam kankshati. Dehadi abhiman abhavat. He does not identify with the body, so what can he desire? All our desires are because of the body. Whatever you are desiring, it's only for the body. So now he does not identify with it. He knows that I am separate from it and he is already happy. So he has no desire. Bhuteshu bhadra bhadresu sama bahya anusandhana bhavat. And then he sees everyone equal because he does not see their bodies. He sees the inside Atma, and Atma is same in everyone, same means similar. Whether male or female, there is no difference in the Atma of a woman or a man. So he penetrates beyond the covering. And then he sees, therefore he sees everyone as equal. And equal to himself, he also sees himself. And he sees others also. Same as Atma. Tatascha nirindhanagnaviva jnane shante api anashwaram jnanantar bhutam bhaktim madbhaktim lamate. And then in due course of time, his jnana also burns down, like you lit fire, and if you don't pour any more fuel into it, then after some time the fire will burn everything, and then fire comes to an end. So that jnana burns slowly and then it comes to an end, but the bhakti remains. So therefore he says, Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. So now he becomes situated in bhakti. Tasya mat swarup shakti vrittittvena maya shakti bhinnatvat. Because bhakti is the swarup shakti of Bhagavan and it is different from maya shakti, material energy. Avidya vidya apgame api anapgamat. So even ignorance and knowledge both have disappeared. Bhakti continues. Ateva param niskam karma jnanadi urvaritatvena kevalam labdhe. So at that time he attains only bhakti which is not mixed with jnana, karma or yoga or any of these things. Previously this bhakti was mixed with jnana. Now that mixture is gone. Purvam jnana vairagyadeshu moksha siddhyartham kalaya vartamanaya api sarvabhuteshu antaryamina eva tasya spashto upalabdhir na asiditi. So bhakti was also there before, because it is only by the power of bhakti that he is getting moksha, just like it is only by the strength of the pure jiva that you shoot the arrow. So he says that this bhakti was existing before also, but then it was covered with jnana, vairagya, etc. So it was not clearly known. But now because those things have dropped, so bhakti stays by itself. So earlier he says that it was not seen, just like Paramatma is there in everybody, but we don't perceive it. So like that bhakti was also there before, because he was doing bhakti to attain moksha, but it was not visible. But everyone saw that he is a jnani, because he was talking about Brahman, he was talking about Sahyajya Mukti and all these Titiksha, Vairagya, Vivek, Vairagya, Sat Sampatti. Ateva kurute iti anuktva labhate iti priyoga. So this is a very interesting point he makes. He says that in this verse Krishna says that Mad Bhakti labhate param. He does not say Mad Bhakti kurute param. He does not say that he performs my bhakti. He executes my bhakti. He does not say that. But he says that he labhate means he realizes it, that it is there. He becomes aware of it. If he was actually becoming a devotee, then you say that now he performs pure devotion. But he is not. So that's why the word labhate is used. And this bhakti only helps him to know and merge into him. So he says, Masa mudgadishu militam kalena tesu nashteshu api nashtam kanchan manikam ivatebhya prithaktaya kevalam labhate itiva. So he said, just like if you have some moong dal and inside you put some diamond and you keep it together. So after 6 months what will happen? That moong dal will be eaten up by the worms. 6 months is gone. Good enough 6 months for Nindal. Yeah. 6 months it can last. But the diamond will remain as it is. So then you will say, oh, there is a diamond here. So like that, bhakti was there before along with jnana, vairagya, etc. But now this jnana and vairagya, they drop and then bhakti shines. So that's why it says, Mad bhakti labate param. That now he realizes my bhakti, and through this bhakti he comes to know Paramatma, and then he gets Sahajya. Because to get Sahajya also you have to realize that. And then he stays there. Sampurnaya prem bhaktestu tadanim lava sambhavna naivasti. So he says that don't think that this word mad bhakti lavate param means that he gets prema bhakti. So param means only bhakti unmixed with anything else. That's what param means. So mad bhakti lavate param. So without any mixture, and it is not prema bhakti. Because if it is prema bhakti, then there will be no Sahajya. Because in prema there is no Sahajya, no merging business. In prema you want to be with the premi. In love you want to be with the lover. You don't want to merge into him and lose your identity. So prem bhaktes tadanim labha sambhavna naivasti napi tasya phalam sahajyam. Also he says that the result, the outcome of prema bhakti, loving devotion, is not Sahajya. So it is normal samanya bhakti, normal general bhakti, and that gives Sahajya mukti. Prema bhakti does not give Sahajya.
But in that bhakti, what kind of role this jnani bhakta takes?
No, you
He's
see,
not
he realizes
he's
Paramatma
not dasa, he's not other roles, right?
is one. That is called Shanta Bhakti.
It's just peaceful.
Yeah.
It's clearly stated there.
Otherwise there is Ashanta Bhakti.
Agitated.
So you are active, not just sitting.
It's clearly stated, without the help of the bhakti, the one who is striver, means one who is trying to realize Brahman or Paramatma realization, one who goes for. This person, this your jnani, so he is not able to succeed in his task, means without the help of the bhakti.
It's
Not like
possible.
that.
It's not possible.
Not possible, okay. Then question comes, bhakti, where from it came? Where it was there, dormant? It was in...
No, not dormant. He was performing, he was executing bhakti, Shravan, Kirtan, Nam,
okay.
Puja, that bhakti, yeah. It's not dormant.
I mean, this in the present life or in past life he was doing it, and because
No,
of
no, in this life itself he has to do.
Achha, he had to do it.
Without doing that he will not get it. So we already discussed that there are 4 types of jnanis. And out of those 4 types, 2 types do bhakti and 2 types don't do bhakti. So bhakti has to be done to attain mukti. Otherwise you don't get mukti.
So
Just
why-
remain jnani.
Achha, while doing kirtan, all that, he's either maybe due to the offense, or he himself made the mind, or he associated with the people who are on Brahman realization path. Because of that he turned to this path, or why he had not taken to this?
He meets another jnani, and that jnani is doing bhakti. That's why it's called bhakti misra jnana. So it is a path of jnana yoga in which you mix it with bhakti. And you meet a sadhu like that, You hear his pravachan lecture, then you also want to be like that. So then you follow that. So what does it mean mixing bhakti? You can do bhakti misra gyan or you can do gyan misra bhakti. So what is the difference? You can mix water in the milk or you can mix milk in water. What is the difference? Both are same. No, there is a difference.
Proportion.
Yes. When you mix water in milk, you want it to look like milk only. You don't want that it looks like water. But if you mix milk in water, you want it to appear like water. And let the milk remain hidden. So the meaning is that if you are performing your sadhana with the aim to get Sahyajya Mukti, and then you do bhakti, and that bhakti may be pure, means without any material motive, this, that. So that bhakti is called secondary bhakti. Because you are doing bhakti not for the intention of attaining the result of bhakti, which is prema. You are doing it to attain moksha. Or if you do bhakti to gain some material aim, then it becomes karma mishra. Means, or rather bhakti misra karma. So your aim is to get the result of karma. So bhakti is secondary. So bhakti gives blessing to karma, bhakti gives blessing to the jnana, to give results of karma and jnana. Because without bhakti they cannot give the result. So that is the bhakti which now he sees. And with that bhakti he sees the object in which he wants to merge, and then he merges because that's what he wanted. So it is only through bhakti that it happens, not otherwise.
Bhakti Misrita karma, these people they are designed to go to heavenly planet for them, is Bhakti Misrita karma?
Yes. So they will do yajna, etc., and in between they will say Krishna Arpanamastu.
By bhakti, you mean primarily particular activities or in general?
Yes, just there is certain activities which are bhakti no matter who does them. It's like chanting the name. So it is bhakti. This is called Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Means these activities by their very nature is bhakti. One is that you go and you sweep in the temple. So you do it with the intention of doing seva, then it becomes bhakti. You also sweep in your house, that is not bhakti. Or in your house also you think it is temple and you sweep, then it becomes bhakti. But chanting the name of God, because that name is non-different from God, so no matter whether you are chanting it in the temple, here, there, you are devotee, initiated, not initiated, it is bhakti. Because the very act is bhakti. That is different thing that you do it with improper process or with improper mind or intention, but the act itself is bhakti. So therefore, if someone is following the path of jnana, he has the intention, I want Sahyajya Mukti, and then he is chanting the name, he is doing kirtan, he is doing puja in the temple. So these are called Swarup Siddha activities of bhakti.
Somehow I thought that jnana primarily, you mean those who follow Shankaracharya or others?
Could be Shankaracharya or anybody.
But if those who follow Shankaracharya, they're probably more inclined to Shiva, not to Krishna. I mean, they can sing Shiva, Krishna, they don't.
Yeah, so they may be inclined to anybody, but if they are doing Vishnu bhakti, then that is called.
Okay. But if they chant Shiva mantras or something,
That is not bhakti. Unless they chant with the idea that Shiva is a manifestation of Krishna or Shiva is a devotee of Krishna. Only with that intention if they do, with that understanding. Not otherwise. If they think Krishna, Shiva himself is Supreme God, then that's not part of this bhakti which is being done. That will not lead to mukti.
Shiva came as Hanuman, right? And that was serving Vishnu.
So he is a bhakta.
Yeah.
So if you worship him as a bhakta, that's fine. But if you worship him as God, and he himself is not happy, because he doesn't expect himself, he doesn't want himself to be worshipped as God.
So Shiva
Because
came
no
as-
devotee wants to be worshipped as God. Devotee wants, I want to be a devotee.
What is the relation between Shiva and Hanuman?
Shiva came and incarnated as Hanuman to help Ram out from the Ramayana.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
So Hanuman is Shiva.
Ah, okay.
And
Because he's a devotee.
Yeah, if you're a Christian devotee, then, yeah, sorry, he was a big devotee. Yeah, big.
Since Rama and Krishna are the same.
So he says, therefore, prem bhaktestu tadanim labha sambhavna nahi vaste. So he says, there is no possibility that this person is going to get prema bhakti. He gets bhakti, this is samanya, general, simple bhakti, not prema. Tasya phalam sayujyam, also the result, outcome of prema bhakti is not sayujya. So that is another proof that he does not get prema bhakti. Param prem lakshanam iti na vakyam. Therefore the word param in this verse, mad bhakti labhate param, should not be explained as to mean prema bhakti. That's not the meaning. Nanu taya labdhya bhaktya tasya kim syat. So he says, what does he gain by this bhakti? He realizes this bhakti, what does he gain from it? So arthantarupanyasena bhaktya. So then he explains what happens to it. So bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattva. He says, I am known only by bhakti. And therefore by this bhakti he comes to know. Aham yavan yaschasmi tan mam tat padartham jnani va nanavidho bhakto va bhaktya eva tattvato abhijanati. Bhaktya hame kya grahye ityadi madhukte. He says that whether it is a jnani or a devotee or any type of devotee, I am known only by bhakti. And then depending on the type of bhakti, one will know me accordingly. Because bhakti there is so much variety in bhakti, therefore different understanding about God according to the type of bhakti one has. So he says, but I can only be known by bhakti and not by jnana or yoga or karma or anything else. Yasmad evam tasmat tasya bhaktya eva tadanantaram vidya uparamad kale eva mam gyatva mam vishate mat sayujya sukham anubhavati. So therefore by that bhakti only, when his vidya part has dropped, then he knows me and then he experiences my sayujya with me, oneness. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is giving meaning of these verses as they are. Usually they will say, when it means that he enters into me, it does not really mean that it enters into me, he enters into my abode, he goes to Vaikuntha. No, Vaishnavas try to. Mostly if you see commentaries of the Vaishnavas, then they will interpret it like that.
So they try to take primary meaning.
No, Vishwanath Chakravarti is taking the primary meaning.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But others take secondary meaning. Because they want to show that they give the meaning that he is a devotee. They try to explain this verse in the sense that he becomes a devotee. And as a devotee he cannot be sayujya, so therefore entering is like entering into his abode.
The same with Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells so many things to me, and they interpret it as to Brahma.
Yes.
Meaning taken secondary.
So he is taking the primary meaning, and that's why he explains it in this way, which is very nice. Nobody has explained these verses like this. The way he has explained. And he is giving the primary meaning. He is Brahma Bhuta. And then he is Bhakti, what performed earlier. If you see the earlier verse, then Bhakti is also there. And now that Bhakti labhate and not kurute. Every word he gives importance. So he says, Mat sayujya sukham anubhavati mama mayatitatvat vidyaya cha mayatvat vidyaya pi aham agamya iti bhava. So he says, then he experiences the bliss of liberation, of oneness with me, because I am beyond Maya. And even before that he was experiencing some happiness, but that was only because of the Vidya, which is in Sattva Guna. But now he experiences transcendental bliss. So that means that even with that Vidya or Gyan, one could not know God and experience that happiness. This is the meaning of these two verses. And you will make some Purupaksha that will do tomorrow. ठीक है? So 8:30 there will be Skype class if anybody wants to join. And we are going to begin Gopi Geet.
Can I print it? I have a PDF.
Yeah.
What time is the class?
8:30. You can take this out.
True, why would you want one?
Class 9:30.
I can't get you.